Raglan, why is this rally being held here today on the steps of City Hall after Mayor Bloomberg announces awards for EarlyLearn?
Well, we're here with our members and families and other advocates to express our disgust for the budget that he put out, devastating our child care. What has happened is he's given a lot of these RFPs to programs who are for-profit programs, anti-union programs, and the like, and he expects them to fight the union and not allow us to go in and organize. He has eliminated the funding for child care. So programs who accept EarlyLearn won't be able to function. They won't be able to give the benefits that the workers enjoy and to continue those benefits.
So he's got the funding because he doesn't want to. Traditionally, that money was given to these nonprofit providers, correct?
Right.
And
so
now they're more. It's going to require some of the more profitable ones, who Letitia James mentioned earlier, having operated in the city before. They're the ones that are going to have.
They're going to come in.
Be able
they'll
to
cut salaries. Yes, they'll front. They'll be able to front those costs because they will cut out the benefits. There'll be no need to provide economics for the benefits because they'll cut them. They'll cut salaries. They'll cut all kinds of other benefits that the workers enjoy, health care, and they won't have to pay for it, so they can run a program. The money that they'll make after that they will charge families to bring and a lot of these families are going to be ill afford to be able to pay some of the rates that they're going to charge to come in and stuff that profit into their pockets and not share it with the working staff.
Raglan, I thought it was interesting what Letitia James had said about what Mayor Bloomberg is proposing. It's actually a form of racism. What's your reaction to that?
Well, when I first looked at, we've been fighting him because we thought that he was after the union. But after looking at what he did and how he gave out the RFPs, here's what he did. And folks said, Raglan, you shouldn't go there. I said, I should go there because it is racist. The Asian community was cut out almost totally. Other black and Hispanic communities were cut out. They were disenfranchised right along there, and she stuck it out. Jewish communities, some of these providers who happen to be Jewish programs, were given these huge programs, up to 50 or 60 programs, okay, to run because they're non-union, they're anti-labor, and they would cut benefits for the workers, and they would do what he wants them to do, and that's to gut the union, take the union out of the play, and that's what he's doing. And we just had one of the directors from one of the Jewish agencies who said, this is not fair. How you bring these people in? They have no history here. They coming in and they're going to gut our programs, and this is a Jewish director who's saying that this is racist. She said it. I didn't have to say it anymore. They said it because they see it themselves. And this mayor is nothing else but another Nick Romney in disguise, Santorum in disguise.
Right.
He's the same kind of 1%ers who are trying to take back the city and keep his foot on the neck of the workers that are not middle class anymore. They're just poor.
I understand that the union filed an injunction with the federal court, correct?
Yes.
But Mayor Bloomberg announced the awards on May 4th, and the judge has yet to make that decision.
Yeah,
so
where
do things stand on that?
Here's what happened. We went to court, and they had the hearing. I don't think the judge was prepared to make a decision. I don't think he read the briefs, because if he would have read the briefs, he'd have made a decision that day. So what he did was, and he listened to our general counsel and listened to the city. And he leaned more towards our general counsel and the arguments they gave him. He said made sense. But he wasn't ready to make a decision. So he postponed it pending another hearing so he could be prepared and better prepared to do what he has to do. The mayor, finding out that it was not done in the dead of night, gave out the RFPs. They weren't ready to give them out, but they gave them out anyway. In spite of the judge's ability to maybe make a decision that would have stopped it, and the judge still can stop it.
So Kanye, I was going to... If the judge makes a decision, is it still relevant?
Yeah, if the judge came in and ruled that this RFP that he's putting out is not credible. He'll have to stop it.
The judge makes that decision. EarlyLearn stops in its tracks.
Right. If we win the lawsuit, for an example, same thing will happen. You know, we're trying to do all kinds. We've got prevailing wage legislation that we're trying to push through that'll put the money back.
And that's historically, it's mentioned, I read that previously it was just through an acquisition process.
Right.
But the RFP, that's what makes it a
different ballgame.
That's what turns us, right, exactly. And that's why the union is claiming it's a union busting tactic.
Right.
Because before an RFP was never issued.
We have no relationship with these new vendors that are coming in. We have no relationship. But we will, every hook that we could hook onto in terms of labor law, we're saying we do have a right to go in and organize these workers.
Letitia James also mentioned that she just read a statistic from ACS. It was like 6,000 something slots that are going to be eliminated. So before these programs, though, are actually implemented, how do we know? In other words, ACS has already made that determination that 6,000 slots are going to be eliminated before the programs are even implemented?
I would assume that those folks who are in the administration has already earmarked these slots to be lost, and they have some figures already on the paper. They haven't publicized it yet, but I would think that they know that. As we know that if we don't get these things done, that we're going to lose these slots. And if we lose these slots, the children have nowhere to go. Well, we started out when Bloomberg came into existence, we had some 53,000 children that were in the system. This RFP itself is going to eliminate upfront 10,000 children. 10,000 children will go without child care. So, and then it'll start to grow. We think about 2,000 members of our union will lose their jobs. The city council can, in fact, put money back into the program. Tell the mayor we want to put money back in. Won't put it totally, but we could get some money back into the program to save some jobs, save some program.